year 1745, a husband and wife had a disagreement about where to live. The husband wishing to live in the country, and the wife wishing to live in the town. Finally, however, they decided to live in Hampstead, where from the heath St. Paul's Cathedral can be seen. In the same year, a poem entitled The Hampstead Congress was published.
High on her hill where Hampstead stands, and all the subject plain command, the healthful springs and air admired, from town and country both retired, for health or beauty, love or wit, pleasures of every kind to hit, each various taste of swain or toast, and health is found while hearts are lost.
Much the same can be said of Hampstead today, although for many people Hampstead means only one thing, the fair. Being a hilly district, the residential area is varied and there are many delightful streets and courtyards. The styles of architecture vary from stately Georgian to modern Spanish. Next to the residence named the Admiral's House, John Galsworthy lived. A modern house nearby, still keeping a nautical flavour, is called Fleet House. Hampstead has always attracted the nobility, and the many famous people have lived there. George Romney, the painter, had his studio in the delightful Holly Hill. The busy shopping centre has a cosmopolitan air about it, with its coffee bars and antique shops. Hampstead Hill is 400 feet above the sea level, and the underground station is the deepest in the world, 192 feet below street level. Hampstead has many lovely churches. The oldest, the parish church of St. John, was built in the early 18th century. In the nearby cemetery, many well-known figures of the past are buried, including George du Maurier, Sir Beerbohm Tree, and John Constable. Church Row, with its fine Georgian and Queen Anne houses, and its lime trees running through the centre, is one of the most beautiful streets in the district. Flask Walk reminds us that Hampstead was once the centre of a prosperous spa. Burr House, built in 1703, stood next to the Wells. A modern block occupies the site today. The chalybeate waters, as they were called, were bottled and sold in London at threepence a flask. But Dr. Soames likened the water to champagne. But in 1903, the Hampstead Vestry declared the waters of the chalybeate wells to be undrinkable. In the centre of a charming terrace of cottages in Holly Place lies the Church of St. Mary. Built in 1816, it was one of the earliest Roman Catholic churches in London. It was founded by Abbé Morel for 200 French refugees who had settled in Hampstead. The Bishop's Avenue, sometimes known as Millionaire's Row, or, alternatively, the Burglar's Paradise. It's a distinguished row with its large, elegant houses, one of which is the Panamanian Consulate. Kenwood is one of the most beautiful parts on the heath, with its twisting paths and woodlands. Many of the trees are descendants of the great forests which covered a large area of Middlesex at the time when Julius Caesar was invading our shores. Kenwood House was given to the nation by the first Earl of Ivy in 1927 and contains paintings by famous artists including Gainsborough, Rumney and Reynolds. From the house there's an attractive view of the Thousand Pond with its picturesque bridge, but a closer look reveals it to be artificial. At the charming Highgate Ponds, the ice cream man is very popular. But at the Swan, it just seems silly why people should hurry on such a warm, peaceful day. Donkey rides have been a feature of Hampstead for many years and are still a great attraction for the young. Their ride takes them along Judges' Walk, where it is believed that during the Great Plague, the King's judges heard their cases. Even today, people come here to deliver their judgment of the world, but in a different way.
Those beautiful lips that was made to kiss. Brother, there was a time in the history of man where you could kiss a man and get away with it. Today, if you kiss a woman, you're marked for life. It's cooperation and the quicker the working class. More sacred than the lives of the Irish people.
But this young lady couldn't care less about what's being said. Neither could the boys of all ages with their boats. Golders Hill Park might be termed the tame part of the heath, with its beautifully laid out gardens. Near North End Road, gallows once stood. A beam in Jack Drawl's castle once formed part of the gallows on which Jackson, the highwayman, was hanged.
As often upon Hampstead Heath, having seen a felon long since put to death, hang cracking in the sun, his parchment skin, which to his ear had shriveled up his chin.
No doubt the passing traveller, after seeing such a sight, was pleased to find the Bull and Bush, where he could bolster up his spirits. Opposite the Spaniards Inn, the old toll gate still stands, where money was collected from travellers on their way to Highgate. During the Gordon riots in 1780, the landlord invited into the inn a Protestant mob who were on their way to pillage Kenwood House, the country home of Lord Mansfield. Whilst they were refreshing themselves, the landlord sent for the military, but their assistance was not required, as a few hours later the mob dispersed and returned to London. Legend has it that a tunnel ran from the Spaniards Inn to the Viaduct Pond and was used as a means of escape by many a highwayman. Every year, Hampstead Arts Council hold an exhibition of paintings, pottery and wood carvings in Heath Street. As can be seen, the types of painting vary considerably, but something can usually be found to appeal to everyone. Of course, the main attraction of Hampstead is the heath, and anyone who has an eye for scenery and composition will understand John Constable when he said,
I love every stile and stump and lane in the village, and as long as I'm able to hold a brush, I shall never cease to paint them.